Readings of Almighty God's words on the pursuit of the truth. How to pursue the truth. 16. We just spoke about the ability to discern right from wrong within people's humanity. That is, whether people can identify positive and negative things. Not many people are capable of this discernment, yet in their lives, people frequently come into contact with both positive and negative things. For example, are people's normal emotions, joy, anger, sorrow, happiness, positive or negative things?
Positive things.
What about people's rebellion against God? Is that a positive or a negative thing? And what about the extravagant desires that people direct toward God? Are they positive or negative things?
Negative things.
In their daily lives, people actually have no perception when it comes to many of the things they encounter. Some positive things are always with people in their lives and existence. They play a very important role in their lives, and their positive impact on human survival cannot be replaced by the impact of any negative thing. However, people often overlook these positive things, believing instead that it is many negative things that are always with people, sustain their lives, and accompany them in their existence. From this, it can be seen that many people actually have no feeling for positive things. It is of little consequence if you have no feeling for these things, as long as, upon knowing they are positive things, you are not averse to them, and can even yearn for and love them from the depths of your heart. Then this proves that your humanity yearns for what is positive. Suppose that you know what positive things are and what negative things are, but you still cannot bring yourself to like positive things. Instead, you have a liking in your heart for negative things. You are even particularly interested in them, and, going a step further, certain to pursue and try to obtain them if the conditions are right and you have the opportunity. This indicates that when it comes to your orientation toward positive and negative things, you love what is negative and not what is positive. If you do not love positive things, this shows that you are not a positive figure. If you are not a positive figure, then you are certainly not someone with conscience and reason. You are a negative figure. If you are not someone with conscience and reason, then you are non-human. You are not a person. For example, someone grows tomatoes. They hear that once the tomatoes have grown, they can be made to turn from green to red overnight just by applying a chemical agent, and then be ready to sell right away. They then think, "This is great. Everyone else sells them this way, so I will too. This way, I can get rich, and I can also eat tomatoes earlier. This is perfect." So they sell these tomatoes, and they eat them themselves. Someone reminds them that tomatoes ripened with chemical agents are harmful to people, and that selling such things is doing harm to others. But they refuse to accept this, saying, "How can this be harming people?" This is a fruit of scientific research. It is a positive thing. Science serves humankind. And since these things have been invented through science, they should be widely applied to people's lives. People's lives cannot do without science. We have to rely on it. Some people even treat science as the truth, and they teach people to love, learn, and use science, as well as to base everything on it. Some people may have now discovered that science is not necessarily correct, and that some things invented through science are harmful to people. For example, chemical weapons and advanced weapons are capable of slaughtering humankind, and genetically modified foods in particular are an endless scourge to humankind. But many people do not think so, saying, "Can science be wrong? If science were wrong, would the state support it?" All of humankind learns and uses science. Could all of humankind be wrong? Is this statement correct? They believe that since all of humankind reveres and uses science, and this is the societal trend, no matter how negative it is, it can become a positive thing. Are these people who can discern right from wrong? What are these words they speak? They are fallacies, heresies, and twisted arguments. Although most people among evil humankind agree with and acknowledge these sayings, no matter how many people acknowledge and approve of them, what is wrong will always be wrong. Negative things will always be negative things, and twisted reasoning will always be twisted reasoning. It is impossible for them to become positive things, nor can they ever become the truth. Aren't people who always pursue societal trends and love to speak fallacies those who particularly love negative things? Can they accept the truth and positive things? They cannot accept positive things. For example, some people get sick, and in fact, their illness could be cured through exercise and adjustments to their daily routine, but they insist on using modern, high-tech means and methods for treatment. You might say, although medicine is advanced now, and that treatment has obvious results, it will cause residual effects, the ramifications of which will be irreversible. You should use a natural method, such as exercise, adjusting your daily routine, and adjusting your dietary habits and patterns, to gradually get your body to enter a normal, natural rhythm, after which some symptoms will gradually be alleviated. Some people can accept this kind of view, but others cannot. They think, that's an outdated approach. That was the way and the philosophy by which humankind treated illnesses thousands of years ago. The idea that getting better is 30% treatment and 70% recuperation just doesn't cut it anymore. Medicine is advanced now, and high-tech treatments bring quick results. The medicines cure you in the blink of an eye. According to their views, as long as medicine is advanced and can cure humankind's various illnesses and allow people to live long lives, then medicine has become a positive thing, and people should believe in medicine and believe in science, and let science hold sovereignty over their destinies. They think that no matter how many illnesses people get, there's nothing to be afraid of. With high-tech means, any complicated, hard-to-treat illness can be cured, and that, even if there are residual effects, it's nothing to worry about. Are these views accurate? They are fallacies. Tell me, if you talk to this kind of person about what positive things are, can you get through to them? Can they accept it?
No, we can't get through to them.
One reason you can't get through to them is that they themselves are unable to accept positive viewpoints. And another is that all of humankind throughout the entire world is being swept along by evil trends, without a single exception. Although they believe in God, deep in their hearts, they do not accept the truth, they do not accept positive things, and they do not view people and things based on God's words. Instead, they still use the views of Satan and the evil trends of Satan as bases for viewing or treating every matter. Therefore, although this kind of person has believed in God for many years, has listened to some sermons, and has been doing their duty, and they claim to be willing to accept the truth, the views on things which they hold in real life remain unchanged, nor have they changed in what they choose between negative things and positive things. The negative things they have accepted have already taken root in their hearts, and even if they know that these things are not the truth, they will still hold on to them. This very much shows that what they truly love in their hearts are negative things, not the truth. Even though they've read God's words and listened to sermons on the truth, and they understand in terms of doctrine that these words are correct and the truth, they're still unwilling to give up the negative things that they've long since accepted in the depths of their hearts. And they never use God's words as a basis to discern negative things. When they encounter specific matters, in their hearts, they still cling to their original incorrect views, and they still regard negative things as positive things, and incorrect views as correct views. As for positive things, although they do not explicitly say that they are negative things, in their hearts they are unwilling to give up negative things and accept positive things, because they feel that positive things seem to have too little influence, and too few people can accept them. They are not viable in society. This is an objective fact. This proves that they don't have the ability to discern right from wrong in their hearts, and that there is a problem with their humanity. This kind of person is not interested in positive things, and often wants to change nature, change the laws of survival of the natural world, change the laws of human physiology, and change the laws of human survival, always wanting to conquer nature and conquer various living beings. For example, they are always pondering things like this: how can we give dogs the genes of cats, so that dogs can catch mice like cats do? And wouldn't it be wonderful if cats could both catch mice and guard the house like dogs? If hens could both lay eggs and crow, then we would only need to raise hens. How great would that be? You see, they are always pondering improper things. If it were someone who could discern right from wrong, they would think, the animals God created are so wonderful. Roosters can crow and keep hens company, and hens can lay eggs and hatch chicks, and humans can eat the meat of both roosters and hens. Dogs can protect the home and keep their owners company, and cats can catch mice, and sometimes they can also become inconspicuous members of the family. These are all great. Each has its own function. Everything God created is good. But those who cannot comprehend positive things will use Satan's views to deny and condemn them, and they will even attempt, based on Satan's views, to change the laws of survival of various creatures, to change the various laws of the natural world, and even to change the laws of human survival, all in order to let science hold power. Such people certainly do not have normal humanity. Their humanity lacks the characteristic of being able to discern right from wrong. In addition, they do not know how to manage their lives according to natural laws, and they always want to do things according to human will, using technological means or artificial methods to change the normal laws of physical life. For example, a normal person needs 7 or 8 hours of rest a day to be full of energy and able to sustain a day of living and working. But this kind of person ponders, wouldn't it be great if people could live and work normally each day without needing to sleep or eat? I wonder what high-tech means could be used to achieve this. Ridiculous and strange ideas can just arise in their minds. They do not ponder how to adapt to and follow these laws from the perspective of normal humanity, and thereby correctly handle the various needs and issues of the flesh, but instead always want to change these laws, to be different from ordinary people, to be able to transcend their physical instincts, and to be able to not be controlled or restrained by their flesh. Isn't this terrifying? They always want to stand out from the crowd. Others sleep 8 hours a day, but they want to sleep for only 10 minutes, or at most 1 or 2 hours, and still have enough energy for the day. This is something that normal people cannot achieve. The natural laws of the human body have already been fixed under God's ordination. How big a person's appetite is, what the laws of the functioning of their internal organs are like, how much energy a person has, how much work they can do in a day, how many things their brain can manage to think about in a day, and for how long they can think about them. These are all fixed. From the perspective of humanity, these laws are actually normal, and they are positive things. Only by following certain laws can humankind continue to live year after year. Can it continue to multiply and live on generation after generation? And can the survival of humankind continue? This is how it is for all living beings. Only by following certain natural laws and certain laws of life, and by having periods of both rest and activity, can the continuation of their life be maintained. If one violates natural laws, the continuation of their life will meet with problems, and they may not live for very long. If a problem arises with a person's physical condition, their normal life, their daily meals, as well as their normal thinking, normal judgment, and the amount of work they can do in a day, and so on, will all be affected. Therefore, the natural laws of humankind protect the normal survival of humankind. These are positive things and should not be despised by people, nor should people feel averse to them. Rather, they should respect and follow them. Those non-humans who are of Satan always feel, following these natural laws of humankind makes people seem utterly incapable and useless. We're always being limited by these natural laws. When you're tired, you have to go to sleep. When you're hungry, you have to go eat. If you don't do these things, your mind can't keep up with your mouth. Your hands start to tremble. Your heart starts to pound. and your legs become weak and you can't stand firm. This is so troublesome. Imagine if you could just take some medicine and live normally, or if you could be full of energy even after not resting for several days, which would make you even more incredible than a robot. Or imagine that when you're hungry, you could just press a certain acupoint and immediately not feel hungry. Or imagine not eating for several days and still being fine, with your flesh not wasting away, your energy not declining, and your body still normal and healthy. That would be amazing. People always want to change these natural laws. Isn't this denying and opposing positive things? The existence of these positive things ensures the normal existence of humankind and maintains the normal life of humankind. So people should not only follow them, but also treat them rationally. They shouldn't go against them, suppress them, or put themselves at odds with them, much less should they oppose them. On the other hand, those things that are beyond the natural laws of humankind, people's imaginings, some of their abnormal ideas and extraordinary behaviors are all negative things. Since they are all negative things, people should discern and reject them, not accept them. If you have discernment of positive and negative things, and can correctly treat and rationally handle them as you go about living, then your humanity is normal. If you often do not feel the positive effects of these positive things on you, and you often want to oppose them and do things that are contrary to them, and you often try to change these positive things based on some negative sayings and viewpoints, violating the objective laws of things, then it proves that, in terms of your humanity, you don't have the ability to understand right from wrong. Having fellowshipped in this way, do you now understand? If a person has humanity, shouldn't they understand what positive things are and accept them? And shouldn't they also be able to discern negative things, while at the same time being able to detest and reject them from their heart?
Yes.
So, what other things are people unable to identify as positive or negative? Is believing in and following God a positive or a negative thing?
A positive thing.
Is God's sovereignty over man's destiny a positive or a negative thing? God's sovereignty over man's destiny is a positive thing. So, what are the main viewpoints underpinning corrupt humankind's opposition to God's sovereignty and orchestrations?
People believe that one's destiny is in one's own hands, and that knowledge can change one's destiny.
These are the viewpoints underpinning corrupt humankind's denial of God and resistance toward God. They are truly negative things. So, how should people comprehend the matter of God holding sovereignty over man's destiny? Some people, although as a matter of doctrine, they acknowledge that the statement, God is sovereign over man's destiny, is correct and is a positive thing, nevertheless, still believe in their hearts that man's own efforts can change his destiny, that his destiny can be in his own hands, and that he has the final say. They feel that if they do not study hard and apply themselves diligently, they will not be able to get into a good university and will not have a good job, good prospects, or good living conditions. Are these the kind of people who can discern right from wrong? Having lived for 20 or 30 years, they still don't know what the statement, "God is sovereign over man's destiny," means. They've believed in God for many years, but still think that their destiny is in their own hands, that knowledge can change their destiny, and that if they want a good destination and to enjoy nice things and lead a good life, they must rely on their own striving. Just as non-believers say, "You've got to put everything on the line to win." Is this the kind of person who can discern right from wrong? Is a person who cannot discern right from wrong a human being? They enjoy a good life, eat and dress well, and are held in high regard by others in society, and they feel that the life they have now is all thanks to their own hard work. Therefore, they believe that the statement, "You've got to put everything on the line to win, and man's destiny depends on himself, not on others," is true and a correct viewpoint. Is this a manifestation of normal humanity? Before people acquire knowledge, they do not understand these things. But once they have grasped some knowledge, they completely deny the statement, "God is sovereign over humankind's destiny," and instead think, a person's destiny is in their own hands. One can create happiness with their own hands. Is this the kind of person who can discern right from wrong?
No.
So what kind of creature is such a person? Are they not devoid of humanity? Such a person is someone without conscience and reason, and someone without conscience and reason cannot discern right from wrong. Even after they have truly experienced the facts of life, they still cannot truly comprehend what positive things are, nor can they truly appreciate what the essence of positive things is. This shows they are unable to discern right from wrong. Such a person has no humanity. They are absolutely not a human being. There are also some people who can regurgitate doctrine, saying, "The laws of all things come from God. They are positive things. They are beneficial to humanity, and they are what humanity should follow, and also what humanity should yearn for and pursue." But after coming into contact with some high-tech information and high-tech things, their views on these matters change. What kind of views do they change into? They say, "We believers in God are always talking about the laws of living, the laws of all things, and the laws of survival of all things, and we think these are positive things." That's so backward. This shows a lack of knowledge, like having tunnel vision. Technology is so advanced now. There are many things you don't have to do yourself, as technological products can do them for you. That's what's called advanced. Look, some cars can drive themselves. After you get in the car, you set the destination, and then you just say a word and the car starts driving. That's truly high tech. It's so admirable. Humankind has developed advanced technology, and we have become the masters of all things without doing anything. So, only science is the absolute truth. People who lack education and knowledge and don't understand science are backward and uncultured. Their view has changed, hasn't it? In their hearts, they have not discerned the difference between positive and negative things. There are also some people who, after visiting an aviation museum, exclaim, "Wow, what an eye-opener! Science is so advanced." We ordinary people feel totally beyond our depth there. We can't understand any of it. You can't even imagine the extent to which science has developed now. We haven't even come into contact with that modern, advanced technological stuff. And we still believe in God and talk about natural rules and laws. We're so backward. After seeing these dazzling things of modern society, such people completely deny from the depths of their hearts the theories about positive and negative things that they previously understood. They do not more clearly determine what positive things are, but instead believe that positive things are backward and lag behind modern technology and the modern pace of human development. Not only that, but they also particularly approve of and yearn for these negative things, hoping to become one of those who develop modern, advanced technology. Is this kind of person someone who can understand right from wrong? Given that being able to discern right from wrong is a characteristic of humanity, it follows that it is something inherent and innate to humanity, not something that forms later. That is, being able to discern right from wrong, this characteristic of humanity, will not change with the passing of time, or with changes in the geographical environment or in people, events, and things. No one can change it, and nothing can change or remove it. In the depths of the hearts of people who can discern right from wrong, positive things are always what they yearn for, while negative things are always what they are averse to and detest, and are not what their humanity needs. What do they need? They need things that are beneficial to the laws of physical life and to their physical survival, things that are natural, that make people feel peaceful and calm, and that conform to the needs of the conscience and reason of normal humanity, not things that are grand, lofty, and impressive. You see, when it comes to how one conducts oneself, some people like their lives to be a bit simpler and more low-key. They don't like living remarkable lives, but just like calmness, and to have peace and joy, to go about their lives very quietly. Other people, however, do not like this. They like living remarkable lives. They like things that are grand, lofty, and impressive. They like to perform. They like to stand out from the crowd and be famous. And they do not like plainness or naturalness. This shows the difference between people's humanity.